With car makers under intense pressure to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, BMW has spent about $2.44 billion to develop the BMW I series of vehicles. Light, fast, and energy efficient. Our own Dan Neal is here to tell us what the I series means in the big picture. So Dan, they rolled out the I series last year with the i3, and now you've had a chance to drive the i8, which is at the top of the whole family. First of all, what are BMW's main goals with the family of with this family of vehicles?
Well, BMW is trying to inaugurate a new era in car construction marked by a lightweighting of the vehicle. What has happened is that given the regulatory pressures and the increasing demands for fuel efficiency, and steel and aluminum body construction just isn't going to get car companies there. The car's way too much to really make big gains. BMW sort of broke the mold. They're using this life cell technology, which involves putting the powertrain in kind of an encapsulated platform under a carbon fiber machine spun passenger cabin. Anyway, the weight savings from this technology are tremendous. Like in the story, it says, this thing, the i8 is 1,000 pounds lighter than a 650i with all-wheel drive. So a huge windfall in terms of, for the engineers in terms of efficiency and handling, and all sorts of good things happen when you take 1,000 pounds off the weight.
Those doors the suicide doors are really cool. They haven't been able to do this inexpensively, however. Over $2 billion has been spent, a big chunk of the R&D budget for BMW. Will they significantly boost their profits from this, do you think?
Not in the short term. In fact, actually last year, returns were held back because they were spending so much money on this technology. It's a long-term investment. And what's interesting about this is if you're, the gods of BMW, once you step off into this direction and you have determined that this is the better way to build cars, it's really a question of how you go back, how you go back and build conventional aluminum steel-bodied cars when you know there's a better way. So in a sense, this technology develops its own logic and its own momentum. I expect to see much more of it rolled out in the near future, and I expect that, like the iPhone, BMW's LifeDrive technology will be emulated.
Tell me a little more about the evolution you've seen in terms of the I series. Is the i8 a step forward for BMW in terms of what you saw with the i3?
They're different cars. The i3 really is that is a remarkable car. That is like a car of the century kind of car. The i8 is an attempt to, as I say in the story, sort of sexualize this efficiency. And it's low slung, kind of has an Italianate style to it. It's a power hybrid. It's got a little powerful engine in the back and a big powerful electric motor up front. It's interesting. No matter how bright the engineers are, you have to sell these cars, and so you have to appeal to, let's call them base emotions. And the i8, by the way, which handles like a dream, does just that. It definitely appeals to the animal instincts.
Dan, real quick in 10 seconds, how is this going to change the auto industry?
I think that it sets the industry off on an entirely different path. In 20 years, this kind of construction will more likely be the norm for passenger cars. Trucks, everything else, different, but passenger cars, this is a preview of coming attractions.
All right, Dan Neal, it's too bad we didn't get to speak to you about driving the vehicle, but we'll do that next time. Thanks.